It's no secret, all of you here know it, we are living in times of economic strife. Continuing to attract tourist dollars and keeping prices at their destinations affordable at the same time is no simple matter in times like these. Now, while the tourism industry is based largely on private enterprise, governments also play a crucial role in creating the conditions in which the industry can flourish. That's the current situation in Israel too, and we are also undergoing sweeping economic reforms which make the challenge that much more challenging. To address the subject of government involvement in tourism development, please welcome now, and we're honored to have him with us, Israel's Minister of Tourism, Dr. Uzi Landau.
Mr. Nir Barkat, the Mayor of Jerusalem, Dr. Miriam and Mr. Cheryl Nadelson, founder and CEO of Las Vegas Sands, Moshe Leon, the chairman of the Jerusalem Development Authority, Amir Levy, the Director General, the new Director General of my Ministry of Tourism, Deputy Mayor of Jerusalem, Mrs. Masha Novik, Ami Federman, the President of Israel's Hotel Association, and I should also see here Professor Menachem Ben Sasson, who is the President of the Hebrew University of Jerusalem, whom I don't see as of yet, but I am quite sure he will come because no one is going to miss this particular conference. Dear friends, distinguished guests, visitors to the Holy Land, to the Promised Land, to the land of milk and honey, to Israel, welcome to Jerusalem, the city of eternity. It is an honor and privilege for me to host you here, coming from all corners of the world. Holding the International Convention on Tourism in Jerusalem is highly symbolic, because Jerusalem is a symbolic microcosm of the state of Israel. It holds in itself an entire world. The history that is viewed and evident in every stone in the city, the holiness that encompasses Jerusalem, that you can feel in every step that you take in the city, especially in the holy sites for Jews, for Christians, for Muslims, the various cultures and languages, the wide range of culinary options that came to the city along with all of their makers from all over the world. And the fine line that connects the ancient and the modern, the past to the present, the light rail that rides alongside the old walls of the old city of Jerusalem. Legato and staccato in one city. You could not find a better place at the world to hold this convention of a new age of tourism here in Jerusalem. Begin, our legendary leader, used to refer to the place as Jerusalem, D.C., David's capital. His political rival, the founder of the state, David Ben-Gurion, in contrast, called it Jerusalem CD, City of David. But then again, Israel is about diversity. I heard what Nir Barkat told us exactly what's going to happen in Jerusalem. You are here for many, many years, and I will be a good pupil of what you're doing. I'll have to learn exactly what you're doing, and I'm here in my new capacity studying the job that I have to continue in order to make Israel an attraction to many more people to come. Recent years has told us, through economic crises, that tourism holds much greater value than simply exploring new places, vacations, or cultures, although those as such are important. It is an economic growth engine leveraged to create significant contribution for the economy. It creates jobs. It builds the periphery, generating revenues for the state and contributing significantly to the national GDP. You heard the tourism industry, you heard your own people, the workers of the periphery, the small and medium businesses, tax revenues of the state. You push tourism to thrive. You make a direct contribution to the market, the population, and, of course, the treasury. A recent example, a 30 million shekel investment in a specific marketing campaign drove over 500 million shekels in revenues just in the last 6 months. Now, the significant economic value of the tourism industry is well understood in Europe. One such country is Greece, the forefront of the economic crisis, where tourism is at record-breaking levels, generating income, employment, and important hope. Just in 2012 alone, 11 million tourists visited Greece, a nation with just 11 million residents. We are 8 million, and we have had last year 3.5 million tourists, I should add only, because the potential here is tremendous. And studies also indicate that most of the tourists coming here to Israel, close to 80%, make up their mind regarding their travel plans only 2 to 3 months in advance. And therefore, tourism generates income for the economy in the immediate time framework. That's a huge advantage in times of austerity in general, and this is true definitely for Israel as well. And we just look at the numbers. Since the year of 2009, that is, we go back 4 years ago, the Ministry of Tourism increased its investment in marketing by 50 million shekels a year to the level of 240 billion shekels, thus generating $29 billion a year of internal and international incoming tourism. The number of tourists increased by 500 million over the past 4 years. Now, this is math which is very elementary school kids understood by. It is understood in Europe, and it is, of course, something that was precisely the understanding of the Israeli government that just voted recently on the budget of 2013 and 14. The government decided to vote against rescinding the tourism VAT exemption for incoming tourism. This is also the reason the government unanimously decided to pass the Open Sky Agreement that allows low-cost flights between Israel and Europe. This will lower prices for tourists coming to Israel, because this government wants tourism and understands tourism and will do whatever possible just to boost up this area. And I should mention these steps paved the way to advance tourism to Israel. But in order to reach the full potential, we need more marketing and branding activity, modern branding activity of the state of Israel. But it is not just about marketing. Israel is also investing significant sums in other areas related to the tourism industry: renovation of hotel rooms, infrastructure, tourist attraction and programs. And we have just heard from Mr. Barkat, the mayor, to what detail this city of Jerusalem, with the support of the government, is going into. I was told that also Donald Trump is thinking about opening a golf course in Ashkelon. I'm holding my breath. Now, it is also not just about numbers. Let me say loud and clear that we believe in our product. We believe in what Israel is and has to offer to a tourist. We believe in what Israel has to offer, and we believe it day to day for many thousands of years. And we believe in what we have to offer, our wealth of religions and cultures and history and colors and scents and melodies, and most of all, the crown jewel, which is Jerusalem. Now, within our drive from the heart of this city, you could get to see most of the country. The beautiful views, the mountains, and in the winter, the snow up north. The Sea of Galilee and its surroundings are magnificent and fun beaches on the Mediterranean. The serenity of the Judean desert, the Negev desert, the depth and wonders of the Dead Sea. And if you add an additional 1 hour of drive, you get down to the beauty of the Red Sea in the southern city of Eilat. And within 1 hour and a half drive from the city of Jerusalem, you can get to other major cities and towns in Israel like Tel Aviv and Haifa and Beersheba. And in addition to what Jerusalem has to offer, you could also get to first-hand level theaters and museums and orchestras, including the Israeli Philharmonical Orchestra of Tel Aviv. You have jazz festivals and music festivals and art galleries and exhibitions. And you have restaurants, and you have wineries, and you have walking tracks and sea surfing. And if you wish, you can get to archaeological excavations of ancient crusaders and Roman cities. And you got here high-tech and science and technology. And this list is long. And there are also those in the world who are not so much interested in money and who also are bored with power and strength and who would also like to get out of their day-to-day routine. And they are looking for some kind of an experience which is different, which is something that they haven't come across. Perhaps they would like to have a spiritual experience, a religious one, some kind of an exotic experience, some kind of a, I would say, inner truth, which is linked to something deeper in their history, which is different from the hypocritical day-to-day life routine. They wish to see an experience that they have never come across, something which they're still looking for. Perhaps they look for magic, perhaps for passion, perhaps for a place where you have enthusiasm or the spirit of pioneering. Israel can provide that. They could find it here and say, Israel is our inspiration. As we look on what has been happening in the past few years, I think the number of tourists has grown annually. And for us, this is the ultimate vote of confidence. That can and should continue to increase. From 2.7 million about 4 years ago to 3.5 last year, and much, much beyond. Now, Jews come to Israel from all over the world, and some for our holy sites, and some for Jewish holidays, and some for vacation, and some for to see their family members, and some for hikes. Now, all of that is natural, because Israel is the homeland of the Jewish people. But the vast majority of those who come to Israel, to visit Israel, are not Jews. And it is also natural for them to come here, because here lies the roots of the Western culture. Here on these lands walk the prophets that shaped the history of the Western world. Here is where the foundations lie for the Judeo-Christian civilization. These are the historical streets of ancient empires and kingdoms. This is where humanity first spoke the language of the Ten Commandments, of the value system of human decency, of freedom, of human rights and human lives. These are those values that we are raising our kids to believe them and defend. We want more people, many more people from around the world to visit Israel. And we intend to translate these intentions into a plan of action. We intend also to emphasize attempting and to attract visitors from the Far East, from countries like China and India and their neighboring great countries. These are modern countries. These are great nations. These are ancient civilizations. We believe that our ancient history, the ancient heritage, and the rich cultural and recreational aspects could, so I hope, be a source of attraction to the peoples of these most ancient cultures in the world. And I deeply believe that a tourist is an ambassador in his country of origin, a tourist of Israel in his country of origin. I just brought with me here the book by Mark Twain, The Innocents Abroad. And he was here on a pilgrimage visit almost 150 years ago. He was traveling the country. See what he wrote in his beautiful language. He wrote as following about the Galilee, come to the Galilee. If these unpeopled deserts, these rusty mounds of barrenness, that melancholy ruin of Capernaum, this stupid village of Tiberias, slumbering under its 6 funeral plums of palms, yonder desolate declivity where the swine of the miracle ran down into the sea, and doubtless thought it was better to swallow a devil or two and get drowned into the bargain than have to live longer in such a place. And he continued to describe the place as yellow hills and things like that. And he says, if these things are not food for rock me to sleep, mother, none exist, I think. I invite you all to visit the Galilee today. I wish you to see the unpeopled deserts, how peopled these places are. I wish you to have a look at the rusty mounds of barrenness, how developed and flourishing they are. Go to the stupid village of Tiberias and see how that is developing. Well, what I'm quite sure that you won't be able to see the swines running down into the sea. But ladies and gentlemen, what has been done here in this country since the Jewish people came back to our land and making true a 2 millennia dream of our history and be involved in this tremendous endeavor of Zionism, of performing historical justice. Come to the country and visit and see. The world of tourism industry has made long strides in recent years. Digitization, the modern marketing efforts have made the world truly global. This has all benefited our industry, but there is still potential that has yet to be tapped. It is within our main targets to revolutionize the digital marketing world of the Ministry of Tourism. We will focus greatly on technology and digitization in order to keep up with the fast evolving digital world. Hopefully this will assist us in bringing to Israel the new generation of travelers so they can explore this magical country. And I'm sure that today's backpackers are tomorrow's leaders, and we'll do whatever possible to bring them here. These days, we are working in our ministry on detailed strategy for the few coming years in order to fully fulfill the great potential of tourism that Israel has. Let me thank you all for coming to this conference. Let me wish you success. Thank you very much, and welcome to Israel, the land of milk and honey, the promised land, the Holy Land, to Jerusalem of eternity, to Jerusalem of tourism. Thank you very much, and good luck.